How often have you ended your day feeling completely exhausted, yet looking at your to-do list, you realize you haven't actually accomplished anything of substance? We live in an age where being busy is treated as a badge of honor, and I don't have enough time has become the default answer to almost every inquiry. But here is a hard truth. Time is a constant. Everyone gets the same 24 hours. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who remain stuck in a loop of stress isn't a lack of time. It is a state of internal chaos. When your mind is cluttered with competing priorities and unresolved tasks, you effectively fragment your focus, making everything take twice as long as it should. If you can clear the fog and stop the internal noise, you will find that time is, in fact, always enough. To reclaim your time, you must first master the art of aggressive subtraction. Most of us are living our lives based on a long, suffocating list of shoulds. You feel you should attend that networking event, should learn a third language just because it seems useful, or should keep your social media presence perfectly curated. These shoulds are the primary culprits behind your lack of time. They occupy your cognitive bandwidth even when you aren't doing them. My advice is simple but radical. Cut them all. Start by keeping only what you genuinely want to do, what you absolutely must do, and what truly qualifies as a life or death priority. Imagine you are on a sinking ship. What items are essential to your survival? For example, if you are a freelance designer, answering a client's urgent feedback is a life or death task. Attending a generic seminar on a topic you aren't interested in is a should. By clearing away the shoulds, you instantly create pockets of time you never knew you had. You aren't losing productivity, you are sharpening your impact. Once you have identified the essential tasks, you will likely find that some of them are still intimidatingly large. This brings us to the second method, breaking down complex tasks into no-brainer components. We often procrastinate because our brains see a massive project as a threat to our comfort, triggering an avoidance response. Instead of setting a goal to write a business proposal, which feels overwhelming, break it down until the first step is so small that it requires almost zero mental effort. For instance, instead of trying to overhaul an entire marketing strategy in one sitting, set your first task as simply opening the document and typing out 3 bullet points about your main objective. That is it. When the barrier to entry is low, you eliminate the friction that causes hesitation. By transforming a daunting mountain into a series of small, manageable pebbles, you stop thinking and start doing. You will find that once you complete that first tiny task, momentum kicks in, and the next steps naturally follow. However, even when you are focused and task-oriented, your mental energy, or what we call heart force or mental stamina, is a finite resource. If you grind without stopping, you will burn out, no matter how efficient your workflow is. This is why the third method, building positive feedback loops, is perhaps the most important for long-term consistency. You need to establish a system that actively recharges your mental energy rather than draining it. Many people only feel a sense of accomplishment after finishing a project that takes weeks, which leaves them starving for validation in the meantime. To solve this, you must create micro-wins. Every time you complete a small, broken-down task, take a moment to acknowledge it. It could be as simple as physically crossing it off your list, grabbing a cup of tea, or taking a 5-minute walk to celebrate your progress. This creates a dopamine release that signals to your brain that your effort is worthwhile. When you regularly recharge through these small wins, you prevent the accumulation of cognitive fatigue. Your brain begins to associate your work not with stress and pressure, but with achievement and reward. Ultimately, achieving a life where time feels abundant is not about becoming a robot or squeezing more hours out of the day. It is about alignment. When you ruthlessly cut the irrelevant shoulds, when you reduce your tasks to actionable, frictionless steps, and when you nurture your own mental energy through consistent positive feedback, you move from a state of frantic reaction to one of calm, deliberate creation. You will find that you aren't just getting more things done, you are doing the right things with a sense of clarity that is almost bulletproof. You stop running on the hamster wheel of urgent but unimportant tasks and start operating with a sense of agency. This is how you reclaim your life. You don't need more time. You need to be less chaotic. Start by identifying one should you can delete today, one big task you can break into tiny pieces, and one way you can celebrate your progress. Your time is yours to command, as long as you are willing to clear the path. Have a nice day!